Scott here with Teton Honda. At the Teton Auto Group, we pride ourselves on having the largest variety of quality used vehicles in the region. So if you're in the market for a used car, stop by our dealership and shop from a wide variety of makes and models. And if we don't have what you're looking for on our lot, no problem. Our extensive dealership network will find the used vehicle that's right for you. Visit Teton Honda today to find the used vehicle you've been dreaming of.
What is community? It's Friday Night Lights with laughter as post-game commentary. It's fun runs, fun rides. It's passing the boot for local heroes. And it's breaking ground for groundbreaking startups. This is what makes a community. And it's what makes a community bank. It's fertile financial resources turned back into local soil. Here's to people helping others thrive. This is community banking. D.L. Evans Bank, since 1904.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
We're Valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Wherever you are, D.L. Evans Bank is right there to help. From applying for loans to opening new accounts and signing documents, personalized service is just a video call away. This is Bank Live with D.L. Evans Bank. This is community banking.
Dave here with T.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ravston Stadium, the new and improved Ravston Stadium. The turf down here, they don't have the lines on the track yet, Matt, but a beautiful scene here. The grass is green, the turf is green. They've got the Grizzlies and Tigers in the end zone. What a beautiful field here tonight at Ravston Stadium. I'm Lauren Jensen, Matt Kelly, and Lynn Frank along with us here tonight for the inaugural game here at Ravston Stadium, the inaugural varsity football game and IF's first game of the season. They are our home team. This is an IdahoSports.com GameStream production of East Idaho Game Night, presented by Teton Auto Group and D.L. Evans Bank. Brought to you by our major advertising partners, Project Filter, Valley-wide Cooperative, the Idaho Transportation Department, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Next Steps Idaho, and your local Toyota dealers as Thunder Ridge comes out onto the field. I want to thank our power boosters for both Thunder Ridge and Idaho Falls, Conan Heating and Air Conditioning, Rockwell Homes, and the Teton Auto Group, Teton Toyota, Honda, Volkswagen, all of them. Huge thanks to them. In addition to that, we've got some great local advertisers here tonight for us. A Hot Springs Insurance. We want to thank them for being our local advertisers. As
on the 36-yard line, giving the Titans plenty of room to work this first drive.
So back in the gun. Thrown out into the flat. Caught by Copland. Copland still on his feet down the sideline. And finally thrown down after a big gain all the way down to the 35-yard line. He had blockers out in front. Tackle finally made by Jaden Jones. So a big play there as Taven Oswald just had to kind of flip it out into the flat. And a big play as Thunder Ridge, with 6:16 left here in the first quarter, is on the move on their first drive. Oswald is back in the gun, and Copland to his left. Hall takes it on the sweep, trying to get the corner, finds a little seam, and then drug down. Close to the first down, he might have got it. So Connor Hall, 5'9" senior, gets down to the 27-yard line, just a yard shy of the first down. Thanks for joining us here on the inaugural football game here at Ravston Stadium. The new turf, the new track, new paint. A beautiful stadium. It's always been nice here, but it's got even nicer. Going for the end zone is Oswald, and overthrew the intended receiver, and the receiver kind of held up a little bit. Ryan Johnson kind of turned to look. If he'd have kept going to the post, he probably would have caught it and had 6 on the board, but held up and then it sailed over his head. So incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 1. 5:13 left here in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those, as you get more experience later into the season, kind of a little bit more trust between the quarterback and the receivers on the play. You kind of get that unspoken, kind of camaraderie to be able to read that.
Oswald in the gun again. Just kind of catches and flips it to Brzee. Brzee around the right side. He's going to pick up the first down. Inside the 25, maybe down to the 24. There is a flag on the far side. Again, maybe one of those, a hold, an illegal block, something along those lines on that outside. See what the call is from our white hat, Mike Colson. A good amount of crowd here from both of these squads. A block in the back against the offense, so that'll negate the first down. They'll back him all the way back to the 36-yard line. Of course, this is the Idaho Falls home game. This is their home field shared with Skyline. Both teams back in the 4A ranks. That's something we didn't talk much about is, Idaho Falls spent a couple of years at the 5A ranks these last couple of years. They've come back down, qualified to come back down into the 4A ranks. They just about made the playoffs, and it's been a little while for them. Had a good year, though, last year. Won the Emotion Bowl. They'll be looking to repeat on that this year. A little frustration as they had Hall wide open going down the near hash lines, and Oswald just missed him. He wasn't looking at him, didn't see him. And a little frustration from the offensive coordinator down here for Thunder Ridge. If he had something better to throw, it would have gone. He's just got his playbook, so it's not that exciting. .449, now it's 4th down for Thunder. As they had a good drive going, now they've stalled a little bit here. 4th and 10. They're going to go for it, kind of in no man's land. Oswald rolls to his right, throws it, caught, and I think he got it right. Yeah, he did, absolutely, no question. About 3 yards further than he needed. Great catch over there on the sideline. I think that's number 11 for Thunder Ridge, Ryan Johnson, the senior, and a good-looking throw on the move.
Real dot, and, credit to Johnson. I think he stuck both his feet in there if he had to sell anything, and, that's good enough for the professionals, right? So.
Yeah, and he took a hit, too, after he caught it. Still able to hang on, kept his feet in bounds, and a nice throw. Like Oswald really put something on that one on the move to his right. So a first down keeps the drive alive for Thunder Ridge. 4:42 left here in the first. And good job staying home by the Tiger defense as Copland ran right in that first man there. I think it was 45. Maybe 54. Aguilar on the tackle, I think the first one to get to him.
Aguilar. Carlos Aguilar. Yeah,
55.
defensive end there. Yeah.
He did a great job staying home defensively, didn't bite on the extra little fake handoffs, and Copland had no other choice but to kind of run right into him on the end. 2nd down and 10, no gain on the play. 4 minutes left in the first. Oswald in trouble, gets away from it, still on his feet. Now he gets rid of it, and incomplete. The amazing thing is there was no illegal men downfield with all that moving around. A lot of times you see the offensive linemen get downfield to start to block, but they stayed home. It falls incomplete. 3rd and 10. We got new lights here at Ravston Stadium too.
Yeah, I was going to point out there's a couple things I noticed. The white hat, obviously, we can hear him and that's probably been here before. But their lights will flash anytime that the Tigers media people want to get the crowd excited.
I did see that. I wondered what was going on. I thought somebody was messing with the lights. But.
Yeah, I've seen it on their touchdowns and I think 4th downs. They'll do it.
Oswald flips it out into the flat. Brazee with it. Brazee trying to pick up some yardage on 3rd down. Inside the 20. It's going to make it 4th and 5, it looks like, from about the 16, maybe 17-yard line. You know, in the last couple of years, the new scoreboard here on the south end, Idaho Central Credit Union scoreboard, a digital scoreboard. We've still got the original, the nice analog one here on the north end, but they just have done, and there you go, there's the lights flashing again. You're absolutely right. Is that what it's for, or are they just
I think so.
Flickering because of the lighting in the sky? I don't know yet. We'll have to keep watching that. We'll keep you updated. So if you see our screen kind of go light and dark, the stadium lights are kind of going off and on. And we're going to have a delay of game penalty. Man, that is killer. They're 4th and 5, 4th and 4, and now that it's going to be 4th and 9, maybe can't imagine they wanted to do that.
Yeah, sometimes, and I guess that's very rare, but sometimes, and they're lined up in the middle of the field as it is. I wonder if it was to give them a better angle at a field goal possibly, but they're still going for it here. So,
yeah, it's going to be Oswald in the gun. He's got 4 wideouts and a slot. Now he's in trouble. He got caught. He gets rid of it. Coming back, but almost catching it was Hall. So a turnover on downs. The Tiger defense holds with 2:38 left here in the first. And they'll take over 1st and 10 from about the 21, 22-yard line.
I'd like to thank Alta Insurance, our local sponsor. Alta Insurance is a locally owned agency within the with locations in both Idaho Falls and Twin Falls. Alta's mission is to help our community by providing policies personalized to each consumer's needs. The community we work and live in is our #1 priority. As such, we offer a wide range of insurance products and companies able to take care of our community's assets. Alta Insurance has recently merged with Archibald Levitt Insurance in Rexburg. The same great names with even better service together.
Huge thanks to Alta Insurance. As Idaho Falls on their first play, they get a yard on a carry up the middle. Second drive of the game for the Tigers. They got a field goal on their first drive. They lead 3-0 here in the first. Back to pass. Fetter down the sideline. Beautiful ball in and out of the hands. Pretty good coverage step for step over there by number 31, who's not on the roster for Thunder Ridge. We've got, not sure who it is, actually. Trying to look here. Anybody close to 30 is a linebacker. That's not a linebacker. He's a defensive back or a corner over there.
You know, sometimes they do have JV players that'll step up last minute. And
that might be the case because there is no 31 on our roster. Try to figure out who that is. either that or it's the perpetual, oops, I forgot my jersey, and Mom can't get it here quick enough, so I'll borrow this guy's. He's not going to play. So it's going to be 4th and very long for the Tigers after the penalty. Back them way back. It's about 4th and 16. They're going to punt it away. Back to receive. The Titans back at their own 40. It's number 18 and the mystery man, number 31 for Thunder Ridge. Punts away. Pretty good punt, angled to the far sideline. It's going to take a bounce, and it is going to be returned. Not a lot of room to run. And he'll be taken down. Taken down inside inside Idaho Falls territory. 1st and 10 for Thunder Ridge. Remember, our army of Idaho sports action photographers are covering games all over the state. We've revamped our galleries to make it even easier to find and order your favorite action shots. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click the Action Photos link in the menu. First and 10 for Thunder Ridge.
So I got a name to number 31, Robinson.
Robinson. Good defensive play and a good return as Oswald goes down the middle, and it should have been caught. Just a little behind. It got off the shoulder pads of the intended receiver, Porter Brazee, and popped up. If he'd have let him just another couple feet, that'd have been a touchdown for sure. Brazee had to hold up, and it hit him off the pads. Plus, the defense caught up with him as he had to slow up as well.
Here over the PA announcement, it's Piper on the defense, the defender on the play. You know, we've heard that name a couple times tonight.
Trey Piper.
Trey Piper, yep.
And now we're going to have a timeout, I believe, called by Thunder Ridge. We'll keep that here. Thank another one of our local sponsors.
We'll thank, again, Lava Hot Springs. Lava Hot Springs, Idaho is your destination for a fun or a relaxing day, whichever you choose. Just 11 miles off I-15, their world-famous hot springs are open daily from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. The all-natural geothermal hot springs are always a warm 102 to 112 degrees. Come and soak your worries away. Their outdoor Olympic swimming complex with water slides, diving boards, platforms, and ramps. Their indoor aquatic center with Kiddie Cove is open until September 5th, Labor Day weekend. Come splash and play before they close for the summer season. Their indoor pool is open year-round. Check out lavahotSprings.com for more information. So yeah, big thanks to our local sponsors helping us put on this broadcast for you folks at home.
After the timeout, it'll be 2nd and 10. A minute left here in the first quarter. Once again, thanks for joining us here. It's Ravston Stadium, the new and improved. Got the turf field down here. A lot of that going on over the summer. Rigby got a new turf field as well. Idaho Falls with a big revamp here. And I haven't seen Rigby's field in person yet, too, but I've heard there are a lot of good changes made there. Little pitch goes to number 3, a little stutter step as Hall tries to get the corner and made a lot out of nothing. He was stuck back at the 50 for a loss, able to make one man miss and then pick up. Yeah, he might have the first down. So a good run from Connor Hall. But yeah, I've kind of followed the stadium revamps on the Yes to All Sports, that Facebook page set up by Doug Swanson. And Doug, a big proponent and a big advocate for high school sports and high school activities in general here in East Idaho. Anyways, he kept everybody kind of updated if you're part of that page throughout the summer. I can't remember how many truckloads it was of dirt they took out of here, but it was a ton. Well, multiple tons. That ball fumbled, and on the snap and recovered by Idaho Falls back at the 44, 43-yard line. So the first turnover goes to the Titans with 8.6 seconds left here in the first quarter. Goes to the Tigers, fumbled by the Titans. The Tigers recover, and they'll have it first down. Pretty good starting field position again for Idaho Falls.
Yeah, that's always a scary one that you don't want to see your quarterback on the ground like that too often.
Coming around the corners, Lida wrapped up around the ankles and taken down after about a 3, maybe 4-yard game. Lida taken down by Rory Levitt, senior linebacker. Good-sized kid, 6'2", 200 pounds, as that takes us to the end of the first quarter. So at the end of the first, it's 3-0 still the Tigers. We're going to step away for a break. We'll be back for the second quarter. You're watching this live on IdahoSports.com. It's East Idaho Game Night.
At all our local Teton dealerships, we're committed to our no problem philosophy.
No problem means we'll find it, not we don't have it.
No problem means the same fair prices that we've always offered on our new vehicles.
Because when you shop with us, it's always no problem to buy and service your vehicles.
Well, welcome back here to the start of the second quarter. It is good to be back at a football field. It always comes up quickly, but I came out of Pocatello and I just got more and more excited as I was driving this way. As that pass completed, going to be shy of the first down by about a yard. But some new faces behind the camera here. Lynn Frank joining us here, an Idaho Falls native. Been around the area, born and raised, I believe, he said. So glad to have him join the team. He's doing our camera work for us. Of course, Matt Kelly, second season here, second year doing this with us as well. Handoff again. Going to be enough for the first down with that forward progress. Got just to about the 47. Well, I say he's going to have a first down, but he might be just shy. No, they are signaling.
White hat is signaling a first down.
So a first down for the Tigers. Just underway here in the second quarter. Tigers got an opening drive field goal. And since then, a turnover, a couple turnovers on downs, stalled drives due to penalties and things like that have kept the score that way. Fetter gets his man over the middle. The intended actual receiver, Taylor Carden, catches it, picks up about 6 or 7. It'll be 2nd and 3 now for the Tigers. So again, the Tigers, a good season last season. Ended well, they won the Emotion Bowl, which hadn't done that in a little while. That's always a big boost to the program. Skyline's definitely had their number over the last, I'll say even 10 years. It's been fairly lopsided. But Idaho Falls, they've had some good athletes coming through. The program's doing well under head coach Marty Duffin. And back down into the 4A ranks. So it makes the Emotion Bowl even that much more exciting because it's actually a conference game now again. Of course, you ask anybody, it doesn't matter to anybody else, probably but the coaches maybe a little bit. It means a little bit more, maybe means a little bit more to the kids, but that game never disappoints. Even in a blowout, this place is packed, and it is a quite the spectacle if you've never been to an Emotion Bowl here at Ravston Stadium. Handoff up the middle. It's Lida. Breaks one arm tackle and then gets wrestled down, but he picks up another first down. As he has been the featured back for the Tigers and continues to just kind of pile on the yards in 3 to 4 yard chunks. Thunder Ridge, on the other hand, newer school. Man, has it been 4 years? Maybe 5? Not even that. Maybe 5. I can't remember exactly when they opened, but a little bit of, they lost a Division I athlete. As Lida breaks through, up the middle, touchdown, Idaho Falls. Lida just breaking through arm tackles, goes for about 32 yards for the touchdown, and absolutely, those lights are synchronized to make it look a little bit of a light show in here when the Tigers score. A great run by Colton Lida to put the first touchdown of the season on the board for the Tigers. On for the PAT, that's number 57, Roston Cook, sophomore kicker. And that it's blocked. Dead ball in high school. That coming through, number 31. Robinson. I meant to write that down. Robinson in on a lot of plays, though, defensively, as he comes through and blocks that. The snap wasn't great, Matt. A little low and slow getting put into place. That gave a lot of time for Robinson to get in there and block it.
Yeah, for not being on the roster, we're calling his name sure often tonight.
Well, I'm going to put him on right now. Number 31, Mr. Robinson. Once again, the always entertaining and occasionally controversial. The IdahoSports.com prepcasts cover every inch of Idaho, hosted by Brandon Bainey. Each prepcast features one of our in-house experts talking about what's going on in your part of the state. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click prepcasts in the menu to get caught up on what you've been missing. You can also find them, wherever you stream your podcasts. They're in most of those areas. Yeah, occasionally controversial. You start talking a little bit about possible recruiting that goes on around the state. That tends to get people a little fired up here and there. Up the middle on the return, and the 30-yard line tripped him up. As occasionally, that is the turf monster right there. Got number 1 as he was trying to make his cut, Porter Brzee, but it's good return out to the 31-yard line. Yeah, those prepcasts, go and listen to them. We have media personalities from different parts of the state that are there. We have athletic directors as well. We have guests that come on once in a while. It's a lot of good information on the IdahoSports.com prepcasts. Handoff up the middle goes nowhere. Ball carrier is number 4. That's Copland. Johnson on the tackle for the Tigers.
Yeah, you mentioned those prepcasts. I mean, it also really kind of fills you in what's going around the state. If you're a fan of your own school, right, your own local school, you can still just listen into that prepcast to hear about the other. It's Idaho Falls, they're 4A now. You can listen to what the 4A schools over in Boise are doing. So when it comes to state time, you can kind of have an idea.
That pass completed, but for a loss, it's going to look like, as it was covered well. Tackle Parker Elliott. The receiver caught that. Elliott was already hanging on to the backside and tackled him immediately. But yeah, you're right. You can get a little snapshot at least of different things. And it's not only football they talk about. They're covering all the fall sports. They're talking about soccer. They're talking about volleyball. Occasionally there's the cross-country stuff thrown in as well. And so a lot of information coming from those prepcasts. And a little extra fun stuff, too. As sacked in the backfield, Oswald goes down in the arms. Big number 58 there for the Tigers. One of the two guys in on it. Scow, Garnica Renova, both the men in on the sack. So that will bring up 4th down and very long as Thunder Ridge will punt it away. No real pressure and a decent punt got away. They're going to let it bounce, and it takes a nice bounce for the Titans all the way inside the 40, rolling down to the 36-yard line. So a nice punt for the situation. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Well, I was hoping to get this in before, but Gridiron game picks. So I'm terrible at getting my game picks in, but I got them in today. You get them in each week. So you can compete every week against other high school sports fans and the so-called experts. That's us here at IdahoSports.com for free. You can win weekly prizes and get the chance to be crowned the regular season picks champion. It's okay if you start now because weekly winners get $25, and if you're the regular season grand champion, you win $100, and a $250 donation will be given in your name to your favorite Idaho high school athletic program. And best of all, it's free to play. Each week, there'll be a list of games. You just go in and pick the winner, and then there's a tiebreaker game where you put in what you think the score is going to be. Put that in, submit them. You have to have them in by Friday. I think normally they close at kind of midday Friday, but it was open till 7 o'clock when most of the games start. So get your game picks in. It's a little fun way to interact. Back to pass. Fetter now rolling. Has his receiver wide open now down the sideline and finally pushed out of bounds. There is a flag behind the play at about the 43-yard line. The receiver on the play was Court Murdoch. There was a hold, it looks like, sprung him for a few extra yards. Probably didn't need to happen.
That's from the spot of the foul, correct? On that. So, I mean, he got 20 before it happened. It'll take him back to the original set of downs, though.
Yeah, so I think they're still going to, they'll still have a first down out of it based on the yardage. So 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. Could have been at the 37 on the other side, but 10-yard penalty brings it back. Still a nice play from Idaho Falls. A good run down the sideline by Murdoch. 1st and 10. The delay handoff. Lida nowhere to go. 54 for Thunder Ridge. That's Austin Hayes. As he wrapped him up in the backfield, and it was almost looked like a little bit of a read option as Oswald hung on to it, and then that's not Oswald, that's Copland now. Fetter. Looking at the wrong side of my sheet here.
Maybe a late holding.
Yeah, hold kind of behind the play. We'll wait for the call from the white hat. Yeah, holding on the offensive line. I think it was number 55. That's Aguilar. He was trying to keep Austin Hayes in check and just kind of grabbed him and tackled him to the ground. So another holding penalty. This one does cost him. Takes him all the way back to the 32-yard line, where it'll be second and a long ways. That's not right. It's 2nd and 26 at least. Back to pass. Little screen pass. Lida caught it, but he was wrapped up immediately and gets dropped. Maybe a gain of a yard, a half a yard. Not much there for Lida, and it'll be 3rd down.
This is a big defensive drive here for Thunder Ridge. Really kind of keeping the Tigers in check, keeping them on their own side of the 50, giving them good field position when they get the ball back here.
6:27 left in the first half. Fetter across the middle, throws a pick. Intercepted by number 5,
Ethan Powell.
And that was a gift to Powell. He was just standing there in defense. The ball came right to him, maybe an overthrow or a little miscommunication from Fetter and his receiver, right into the hands of Powell. And both teams have a turnover now, and about the same spot of the field, actually. That one at the 41. I think the other one was like maybe the 43 on the fumble we had earlier. So a little bit of life here for Thunder Ridge, down 9-0 with 6:15 left in the first half. Oswald back into pass again. They're going to go for the score first play and kind of behind the intended receiver. That is Connor Hall.
You can kind of tell when a team kind of has the momentum going in their favor. I noticed the Titans really kind of, they lined up quick on the ball. They kind of seemed like anxious to get that underway. And, you know, the play was good, just kind of a little bit too far off the back shoulder.
I didn't quite float it and lead him enough, did Oswald. So they'll go 2nd and 10 now. A delay handoff, kind of a counter back up the middle, and it goes nowhere. Idaho Falls was not fooled on that inside defensive line. In on the tackle, that's number 54 for the Tigers. That's Court Johnson, linebacker, as he came up into the middle. So 3rd and 13 now.
Third down, Idaho Falls, let's make some noise.
The Titans going backwards a little bit after that turnover. 5:30 left here in the first half. 3rd and long. And that snap over the head, and then trying to dive on it. I don't know if Thunder Ridge got back to it. He did. That is lucky for him. There was 2 Tigers there that dove on it first, and Oswald able to come up with it. Taven Oswald took a little shot. It's 4th down now. And the Tigers hold after turning the ball over. Thunder Ridge has to punt away with 4:53 left in the half. Punt taken at about the 36 and returned out to the 40.
Cooper Sargent able to grab the shoelaces and pull him down.
Yeah, Jaden Jones on the return for the Tigers, number 31. So with 4:43 left here in the first half, the Tigers have another scoring opportunity, up 9-0. They got an opening drive field goal and then a touchdown scored at the end of the first, but a blocked PAT, so that keeps us at 9-0 here on East Idaho game night. Well, receiver screen, and a nice nifty move back to the outside by Trey Piper down the sideline looking for a blocker, and flags come in from multiple officials. At about the 24 is the initial flag. We'll see what the call is. There were blockers out there. Nice little stutter step from Piper, and a big play gets him inside the red zone temporarily. First game penalties, right? Yes, there has been a lot of penalties in this first half. Blocks in the back, holding penalties. Just those first game jitters, I guess.
Yeah, and you hope that gets worked out by the first half of this game. I guess, you know, that's stuff you address in practice the next week, and I kind of just conditioned for it.
The clock should be running. It's not yet. Now it is. It was either that or the officials were trying to create some wind power as they tried to wind that clock. Carry for about 3, maybe 4 yards. Well, actually, they got a lot more than I thought. That's more like 6 on first down. So 2nd and 4 with 4 minutes left. Colton Light on the carry. So the Tigers still in good position here even after the penalty. 4 minutes left inside the 30. Fetter over the middle, caught. Tackle broken inside the 10, down to about, I'm going to say, almost the 6. Court Murdoch again, right over the middle. And it is 1st and goal. They're going to actually say he went down at the 8. The knee went down a little earlier. 3:41, it's 1st and goal. And shouldn't the clock be stopped now?
I guess they're working off from when they ran it or forgot to run it earlier. There
Okay.
it goes.
Well, timeout called, so the whistle stops the clock. It's the first game for everybody. Getting back in the swing. Us too. Getting back into the swing of things. We had a little hiccup at the beginning of our game, and so.
And of course, the scorekeepers and clock people that run the clock, oftentimes volunteers in the community. If maybe a little bit of pay for their end, but it's all part of helping these young people play the game. So a big thanks to them and for everyone that comes out, the chain crew, and of course the people that run the tickets, concessions. There's plenty that we haven't mentioned here, but.
Yeah, tons goes into, as had a Idaho Falls timeout with 3:26 left here in the first half. A lot of goes into all high school activities, but especially, sports. You look at the list of assistant coaches on both sides of the ball here, and it's just, some of these guys are getting maybe a little bit of money, but not everybody on this list is making money out there. And so a lot of time donated to these kids, to the athletes, and to the programs. Handoff to Lyda. He gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Colton Lyda. An 8-yard touchdown run for Colton Lyda. And it is now 15-0 with 3:20 left here in the first half. After a good play call after the timeout, we'll see if they can capitalize on this PAT. The last one, the snap was a little low and hard to handle for the holder. This one better. It's down, but again, that is number 54 for Thunder Ridge. We've called his name a bunch. Austin Hayes gets right through the middle and blocks the PAT. So a bright spot so far for Thunder Ridge. That they've been able to limit those, but they find themselves down 15-0 here with about 3 minutes left in the first half. I thank our major advertising partners again, Project Filter, Valleywide Cooperative, the Idaho Transportation Department, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Next Steps Idaho, and your local Toyota dealers. This is East Idaho Game Night presented by Teton Auto Group and DL Evans Bank. And remember, make the memories last a lifetime by owning the digital game file of this game for just $9.95. Just click the button in the top right corner to order.
I've heard of a lot of parents that that want the footage, but there's also sometimes if your school doesn't have access to it, you can use it for highlight clips if you're going to send it to some college programs. So,
absolutely, 2 return men go after the same ball and kind of gets muffed a little bit, but Thunder Ridge recovers, but they only get it back out to about the 13-yard line. So 87 yards to go, 3:11 left on the clock for the Titans as they try to get something up on the board here in the first half. They've had some good sustained drives, got down inside or close to the red zone a couple of times, but again, penalties, turnovers have stopped those and stalled those drives, and they have come away with nothing so far. Idaho Falls offense, on the other hand, has been able to capitalize on their big plays. So Oswald again in at quarterback, and we have flags come in, and we're going to have a false start, I think. It is false start. So we'll repeat first down.
I was going to mention there's only, barring that encroachment earlier, there hasn't been any offsides or jumping. But of course, here's one now, kind of
We got one in the first half. That's all right. 1.5, I can deal with that. It's been all the other penalties that have hurt the drives, the holding, blocks in the back, those type of penalties. Oswald going to keep it himself, looking for some room to run, and doesn't get a whole lot. After the penalty, man, they might have got a yard back. Colton Lyda on the tackle, first one in on it. It's going to be 2nd and 14. 2:43 left here in the first. It's East Idaho game night here at Ravston Stadium. A beautiful night. We had a thunderstorm roll through at about 5:30. That delayed us for about an hour because of lightning. That beautiful ball thrown and caught right over the shoulder of the intended receiver, Ryan Johnson. Oswald put that in the perfect spot, and that's a first down for the Titans.
It's the kind of moves that Coach Berger really wants to see right here before the half. Kind of something good to bring into the locker room at halftime.
Back to pass, Oswald across the middle, caught. Another first down. Another first down. Colton Light on the tackle, but not until the reception all the way out to the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 with just under 2 minutes left here in the first half. Oswald looking for help. Now he's going to run it. And gets caught from behind. Now he gets free. First down and more across midfield, as it looked like they had him, and we've got an injured Tiger back at the 35. But a first down run for Taven Oswald into Tiger territory. Colton Lyda in on the tackle on that play as well, as we try to get an idea of the injured Tiger. We're going to step away for a quick break as they tend to him on the field. We'll be back. This is East Idaho Game Night here on IdahoSports.com.
What is community? It's Friday Night Lights with laughter as post-game commentary. It's fun runs, fun rides. It's passing the boot for local heroes. And it's breaking ground for groundbreaking startups. This is what makes a community. And it's what makes a community bank. It's fertile financial resources turned back into local soil. Here's to people helping others thrive. This is community banking. D.L. Evans Bank, since 1904.
Dave.
Welcome back. They got the injured player up and walked off with a little help, so that's a good sign. A little pumping down the sideline. Ball is caught back on the inside by Hall. It was underthrown. Hall reacted to it better than the defender, and he was able to haul it in for a big gain all the way down inside right at the 5. 1st and goal for the Titans.
His first defender he had on him kind of tripped over his own ankles as his turning from backpedaling to sprinting alongside, just kind of lost his footing and went down. Another safety had to cover.
So the best scoring opportunity of the evening here for the Titans with just over a minute left. Rolling, caught. Will he get there? Touchdown Thunder Ridge. Just to the goal line goes number 1 on the reception, Porter Brazee, and the Titans are on the board with 1:06 left here in the first half.
Thunder Ridge student section just let off some smoke.
I think that's the baby powder.
And the baby powder.
We'll maybe it's flour. We'll smell it if it's the baby powder. It's the baby powder. I just got a whiff.
Yep.
Kick is up, and it is good. So the PAT up and in by Dallin Sir, the senior kicker. And Thunder Ridge, hey, they brought it. They've cut that lead almost in half, back within one score. So a big play on the reception to Hall. And then Brazee with the 5-yard touchdown reception gets to the goal line. And Thunder Ridge right back in this thing just before half. Remember to follow IdahoSports.com on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Get updates, breaking news, pictures, and more. Just click the icons in the top left to follow us now. And yeah, stay tuned. I mean, we've got score updates coming. The Friday Night Flash, we haven't even talked about that. Friday Night Flash, scores from all over the state being updated as we get them in live. So you can go to the website on IdahoSports.com, click on that little banner, the Friday Night Flash banner, and you can see all the scores that we've got from all over the state. And as the night progresses, anything we don't have will be finalized, we'll say by midnight. It's usually when, sometimes earlier. Kick going to take a hop and into the end zone for a touchback. So the Tigers will get it to start out at the 20. 1st and 10 with about, well, same, 1:06 left to work here. So if the Tigers want to get something, it's going to have to be quickly. Of course, again, volleyball scores, soccer scores coming in as those events happen across the state.
Mentioned cross country also. They'll post times, I believe.
Yeah, often they'll link to some sites where those times are and the results for all those matches. The results for the cross country meets, excuse me.
Yeah. They did a couple meets last year, right?
Yeah, and I think they have some on the schedule too that do a couple of the big meets. They'll actually broadcast those. So, and this is cool. The light poles, when we have a chance, they have a light that shows orange on them, and I'm assuming they probably got a blue one up there they can kick on for when Skyline's the home team. As that handoff taken, clock will stop. It's going to be 3rd down and about 6 or 7. Yeah, the light poles, there's those display lights like you'll have on the American flag from the ground up, showing the light poles orange, representing for the Idaho Falls Tigers.
Yeah, a lot of just cool things going on here at Ravston Stadium. Really a staple piece here in the Idaho Falls community. Just always a classic Friday night game night here in Ravston.
They've got the jumpers pit out there, the high jump pit. They have, of course, they'll have the long jump pits along the side here, and a shot put turf location as well over there. So the track athletes, they haven't painted the lines yet, which makes sense. No reason to paint them and let them sit all winter. We'll paint them in the spring after things thaw out a little bit. Back to pass. And that ball caught. Did he stay in bounds? No.
Saying he's out.
Wow, it got tipped. He controlled it. That was a great job of controlling the football by Taylor Carden, but before he controlled it, he was out of bounds. I thought it was going to be intercepted.
Yeah. Off the fingertips of, is that Connor Hall, we'll say, number 3?
Yeah, I believe so. So a break for Idaho Falls, really, because if that gets picked off, he might be able to run that back down this near sideline.
I've been curious to see if how similar Coach Berger, his play style is to his father's over at Skyline. I mean, I don't
similarity
know
in offenses probably. As the punt got away, there were some defenders close, and taken a fair catch called for at the 42-yard line.
That's Ivan Hill. or
yeah, it was. I think it was Sargent.
Sargent.
Yeah, on the return there. Number 18, Cooper Sargent. Called for fair catch. So a little bit of time left here for Thunder Ridge. 37 seconds left. They're at the 42-yard line. Another big play to put them right back in scoring position.
Yeah, I was about to say, Lauren, do they march down, get 6, go for 2, tie it up?
That would be a good momentum swing for the Titans. Oswald in trouble, avoids 2 defender. Now he's going to get out of bounds. Maybe got a yard or 2, and 29 seconds left. I like the idea here of trying to make something happen. Go down the field. He's got an arm. He's got receivers that can get open down there. Of course, Idaho Falls is going to be in a little bit of a prevent type defense here, kind of a nothing behind you type of deal. But, maybe that opens up the middle of the field too. You pick up maybe 20 yards or so instead of the big play, down inside the 20, and give yourself another shot with about 15 seconds left.
Thunder Ridge has 1 timeout left, too. Let's keep that in mind.
Oswald looking down the middle. Now he's in trouble, wrapped up and sacked. And Thunder Ridge wanting a little bit, they call a timeout. Thunder Ridge wanting a face mask, but he got up around the head, but there was no grab of the face mask that I could see from way back here. So after the sack, timeout, leave him with 17 seconds. Remember, make the memories made tonight last a lifetime by owning the digital game file of this game for just $9.95. Click the button in the top right to order. There's a lot of football going on across the state. It's kind of week 1, I suppose. There's a few teams that have played, like Thunder Ridge, played last week in week 0. Of course, Rigby, another one of those 5A schools, played Coeur d'Alene up in Missoula, actually. So kind of fun, kind of met in the middle-ish, I suppose. And, hey, I'd take a trip and go play at, the University of Montana if that was an option. That's a beautiful stadium up there in Missoula for the Grizz. And so good opportunity for them. Of course, the Rocky Mountain Rumble going on up at Madison High School. Idaho versus Utah, basically. And 4 games today that were on the slate, and there'll be 4 more tomorrow at Madison High School. So jump on IdahoSports.com, check out the GameStreams. Those games will all be broadcast. Brandon Bainey, Josh McGauley. I don't know, there's a couple other guys up there as well covering some of those games too. So more football tomorrow if you just got to get your fix in. 3rd down and long. Fake handoff. They're going to dump it off. They've got blockers, and it's going to be 4th down. No timeouts left. I don't know if they're going to be able to spike this. We'll see. Oh, it's 3rd down, excuse me.
That gives them a second on the scoreboard.
I thought it was 4th down before the intentional grounding. Not intentional grounding, but the spike. Okay, it was, yeah. So they just hadn't switched the down marker. I thought it was 4th down, so that makes it 4th down. So a little bit of a mistake there, in my opinion, because now you actually give Idaho Falls a play on the turnover on downs. They should have just let the clock run out.
Right, and that's some gamesmanship that, you kind of hope Oswald will pick up later into the season. He's a senior, and so it's...
Well, and he was being told by the coaching staff to get up there and spike it, so there may be a little confusion there, too. So Idaho Falls, they go long. There's a receiver down the sideline, but he was out of bounds. Maybe a little bump before the ball got there, but they were all out of bounds. Incomplete, and that will end the first half. So the Tigers leading 15-7, but they were up 15-0 till late. The Titans get a touchdown, and they're right back in this. This is East Idaho Game Night here on IdahoSports.com, presented by Teton Auto Group and D.L. Evans Bank. We'll step away for halftime, and we'll be back for a little wrap-up. This is IdahoSports.com.
Scott here with Teton Honda. At the Teton Auto Group, we pride ourselves on having the largest variety of quality used vehicles in the region. So if you're in the market for a used car, stop by our dealership and shop from a wide variety of makes and models. And if we don't have what you're looking for on our lot, no problem. Our extensive dealership network will find the used vehicle that's right for you. Visit Teton Honda today to find the used vehicle you've been dreaming of.
What is community? It's Friday Night Lights with laughter as post-game commentary. It's fun runs, fun rides. It's passing the boot for local heroes. And it's breaking ground for groundbreaking startups. This is what makes a community. And it's what makes a community bank. It's fertile financial resources turned back into local soil. Here's to people helping others thrive. This is community banking. D.L. Evans Bank, since 1904.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things,
But you can do them.
quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Wherever you are, D.L. Evans Bank is right there to help. From applying for loans to opening new accounts and signing documents, personalized service is just a video call away. This is Bank Live with D.L. Evans Bank. This is community banking.
Dave here with
Well, welcome back here at halftime at Ravston Stadium. Idaho Falls Tigers on top, 15-7 over the Titans as we have the the Idaho Falls Tiger marching band out on the field. Had the dance and cheerleaders out there earlier. But good first half. Matt, we had, some penalties by both teams, but, holding, those type of penalties. Not a lot of procedure penalties, which sometimes you see that. That's been pretty clean, but a lot of holding and stuff like that has killed drives and put teams behind the sticks. But Idaho Falls offensively capitalized. They were up 15-0, and then a big play from Thunder Ridge. Hall caught a deep ball that got him down to the 5, and then on the next play, Brazee caught a 5-yard touchdown pass to make it 15-7. So, Idaho Falls kind of controlled that first half, but Titans right back in this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. This isn't technically, it's not the Emotion Bowl, but it's still a crosstown rivalry. And, a lot of these players tonight, they at least know of these other players, probably grew up, not exactly down the street from each other, but they knew of each other growing up. And so there's always going to be a little bit of, I guess you'd say, not hot tempers, but just kind of a need to beat them. It's a crosstown team, and you want to really put them in their place. For one, it's it's the Idaho Falls wanting to, say like, hey, that wasn't a fluke last year, us coming out of 5A. We want to show that we're still strong. We're not in the same division as you anymore, but we're still here to compete. And Thunder Ridge wanting to say, hey, we're the air quotes bigger school here in town, and we want to thump on you guys to kind of show of our dominance. But so far, like you said, a good game, points on both sides. It's so good to be back.
Yeah, it is a good feeling, and it's been fun to see the different features. We talked about it a little bit here at Ravston Stadium. The lights lighting up the goal or the light poles orange is kind of a cool feature. Beautiful lighting here. New LED lighting that's bright. It doesn't shine in your eyes. It's directional, which is really nice. I'm sure it looked great on the field too, so it's not in the player's eyes. Brand new goalposts, which you were mentioning, Matt. It's like, shouldn't those be orange? They're still yellow. This is a brand new field and new goalposts as well. I'm sure they're going to turn orange prior to the Emotion Bowl. Of course, because Idaho Falls won that game last year. But I tell you what, they're not going to be able – these are the college style. They're the higher poles, so they're not going to be able to get way up on top without a little assistance. Tall poles there for field goals, which is good to have, too, in that rivalry. But just a beautiful field. Of course, the new score clock, the digital score clock down there on the south end, it's been there for a year or two. New track. It's just a great facility, and it's great to see this turf going in, and it's great to see the community invest in the facilities, invest in the kids, and give them a nice place to play. I mean, they have soccer that they'll be able to play in here, lacrosse if they have that going on, and so there's just so much that you can do with these beautiful facilities. A little easier to take care of because it's not grass. If you need to, you can plow the snow off of it, which occasionally that happens here in eastern Idaho. So it'll just be a great facility, and we've had that going on throughout eastern Idaho. As some of the Pocatello schools have kind of updated their facilities, as no longer really playing at Holt. As we see the colors changing on the light post now, that's awesome. But. And then up in Madison, of course, Madison with that beautiful facility up there. I feel like that spurred everything along a little bit. Rigby putting in the turf this year, keeping up with the Bobcats. Is that how that phrase goes? I don't know. But it's great to see all these schools just kind of invest. In West Jefferson, a 2A school, they've had turf for a while. Just nobody talks about it because it's out in Territon, or Mud Lake, whichever way you want to look at it. But they have a beautiful field out there, a beautiful high school field. So a lot of good things going on here in eastern Idaho and across the state as well. I want to thank our sponsors again here on Idaho Sports. Of course, this is East Idaho Game Night presented by Teton Auto Group and DL Evans Bank. Brought to you by our major advertising partners, Project Filter, Valleywide Cooperative, the Idaho Transportation Department, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Next Steps Idaho, and your local Toyota dealers, and our power boosters, both for Idaho Falls and Thunder Ridge. Conan Heating and Air Conditioning, Rockwell Homes, and Teton Toyota, all longtime supporters of their community, their schools, and IdahoSports.com. So huge thanks to them and our local advertisers.
Lava Hot Springs, Idaho is your destination for a fun or relaxing day, whichever you choose. Just 11 miles off I-15, the world-famous hot springs are open daily from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. The all-natural geothermal hot springs are always a warm 102 to 112 degrees. Come and soak your worries away. Their outdoor Olympic swimming complex with water slides, diving boards, platforms, and indoor aquatic center with Kiddie Cove is open until September 5th, Labor Day weekend. Come splash and play before they close for the summer season. Their indoor pool is open year-round. Check out LavaHotSprings.com for more information. So thank you to Lava Hot Springs. Also thanks to Alta Insurance. Alta Insurance is a locally owned agency with locations in both Idaho Falls and Twin Falls. Alta's mission is to help our community by providing policies personalized to each consumer's needs. The community we work and live is our number one priority. As such, we offer a wide range of insurance products and companies able to take care of our community's assets. Alta Insurance has recently merged with Archibald Levitt Insurance in Rexburg. The same great names with even better service together. So big thanks to both of these wonderful companies for helping us with our broadcast tonight, and as well as all the other ones we mentioned. I'm really making it possible for us to do this broadcast, bringing the game to you, the Friday Night Lights, to the comfort of your own home.
Yeah, and that really comes into play later in the season when it's freezing cold and raining and the wind's blowing and it may be snowing. Right now, it's beautiful. I mean, you see the marching band coming off the field out there. Some of them are in shorts. They're all in T-shirts. This is the best weather that you can play football in right now. It's just a great temperature. But later in the season, it is nice to just sit at home and watch this online instead of sit out here and freeze. You know, some people are hardcore. They'll come out here and brave the elements, but for those that are a little softer like me, it's nicer to be indoors in the warmth and maybe drinking some hot cocoa, a little fire going. I don't know, whatever you like.
I was going to say the lava hot springs, that ad particular, it's harder to say as it gets colder and colder. I wish I'm not here at the game, and I wish I'm in.
And you could do that, right?
Yeah,
you could go down there and sit in the hot pools and watch the game on your phone.
Yeah,
so you'd be set.
That's a good deal. Open till 11 p.m. So yeah.
Yeah, you'd be able to catch all the games, and Lava Hot Springs is a great place to be. Not too far away from us either, down outside of McCammon. We're just about ready to get going here. A couple minutes left on the clock. Of course, Idaho Falls not back out on the field yet, as Thunder Ridge now taking the field here. A couple minutes left. I'm sure they always put 3 back on. Like, they might as well just start with that. Of course, then you'd put 3 more on, right? Mm-hmm. So there's always 3 more minutes that go back on the halftime clock. Want to thank our Army of Idaho Sports action photographers. They're covering games all over the state. They've revamped the galleries to make it even easier to find and order your favorite action shots. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click the Action Photos link in the menu. And, yeah, take a look at those. It's phenomenal. You know, photographers are amazing, and there's lots of different types of photographers. But to get those action photos, we have great photographers that work with us at IdahoSports.com. So check out their galleries, and you can order those photos right there. And, again, we've got prepcasts that are always entertaining and occasionally, like last week, controversial. The IdahoSports.com prepcasts cover every inch of Idaho, hosted by Brandon Bainey. He's our sports information director at Idaho Falls, or at IdahoSports.com. He does phenomenal. Each prepcast features one of our in-house experts talking about what's going on in your part of the state. Just go to IdahoSports.com, click prepcasts in the menu to get caught up on what you've been missing. And, you know, we talked about it a little bit, but can't get them in tonight. It's already closed, but the Gridiron Game Picks. Just log on. If you haven't created an account with IdahoSports.com, it's free. Just log on. So you have create a login and password. You get on, you can do your game picks. There's about 25 games, typically 20, 25 games that are listed. Pick winners, or hopefully pick winners, and then a tiebreaker score. If you win the weekly contest, you get $25. If you win the whole regular season, you're going to get $100 plus a $250 donation in your name to the high school of your choice. So a little money on the line. The best thing about it, it's free. So,
yeah, well, $25 a week, that gives you, dinner
or at least part of dinner.
Yeah.
With the way prices are now.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like you can barely get a meal at McDonald's anymore.
Say, you can get 2 gallons of gas, right?
To my wife, anybody that's seen them, the cheapest I've seen gas, and I'm going to put in a plug for Love's and Flying J, just south of town. $4.08, $4.09 right now. Cheapest that I've seen in eastern Idaho right now. I mean, other places are like 50 cents higher. So, but I said, oh, look, gas prices come down. I said, well, I should say they're slowly coming back to maybe where they should be. We should be at $2 a gallon instead of the 5 and now 4 that it is, but
Milk and gas, they need to be about the same price, right?
yeah. Oh, gas prices, they're lovely. And, for those people that drive diesels, more power to you. I've got a brother-in-law that's a trucker, and it's like every time he fills up his tanks, it's like $1,000 to fill up. It's crazy. So, politics. We'll get back to football. As we are about ready to take off here for the third quarter. And what's been a good game, a good half. It looked like Idaho Falls really controlling this thing over the first half, and then a late score by Thunder Ridge gets them right back into it here at Ravston Stadium. I love the lights. You kind of saw that in your screen. The lights were flashing as Idaho Falls came back out onto the field. It's like built-in strobes up there. It's nice.
I'll have to see if Paul or Brandon wants a Instagram clip for that. I think that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, the new features here at Ravston Stadium. A few years ago they resurfaced all the seating on both sides. The next step, if I were in charge, is we revamp the press box on the far side and the coaches. And I'm sure, guys like John Balgini, who spends a lot of time, he'll be more than happy to give him some pointers on how to make that press box. Yeah. It's great over here, a little more room. But always improving, and it's a great thing for Idaho Falls and Skyline. That ball through the hands and into the end zone for a touchback. Hall, lucky that got into the end zone. So Thunder Ridge, they'll get it at the 20. 1st and 10 here to start the third quarter.
So, Lauren, if you were Coach Berger at halftime, what were you telling your boys?
Hey, we got some late momentum. We can score on these guys. We had good drives. Defensively, we need to do a little better job of tackling. Lida's broke free a few times. And offensively, we got to limit our penalties that are killing our drives. It sounds probably rote a little bit, but that's really the things that football comes down to, right? Handoff, and that helps. A nice run right off the bat goes to Copeland, but it's the same thing in high school sports, right? It's the penalties. It's tackling, the basics, and because they played a pretty good half.
Absolutely, and I think under new management, right? He's kind of implementing his own style, his own focus, and I think there's only one direction really that Thunder Ridge can go, and I think it's kind of the Thunder Ridge way you're gonna see the rest of this season kind of unfold.
I mean, Berger knows football, so there's no question there. A young, not really young, but a nice young head coach. He's got a lot of experience. He's got a lot of years ahead of him, and you get the kids to buy in. Thunder Ridge, it's a new high school. There is people that want to go there, and so a young coach, you get buy-in from these kids, and they start bringing their buddies along. They're more interested in lifting. They're more interested in, those things in the off-season that's going to make their program great. And he knows how to run a program. He's seen it from his dad. He's been part of it at Skyline. So I think there's a lot of upside to Thunder Ridge. Of course, Idaho Falls, they're a storied program. Haven't had the success, but last year kind of turned it around, and I expect them to keep climbing too. They should have a good year in the 4A ranks. They're always going to have Blackfoot and Skyline to contend with, but that's what makes them tough. That's what makes this conference, that high country conference in the 4A is so tough, because you have those great schools over here that are perennial powerhouses in the 4As across the state.
Yeah, and you mentioned, Coach Berger with his father over at Skyline. That'll be exciting to see those two play. It'll be kind of the Berger Bowl, I guess, is what we're calling it. The Buck Bowl, if you remember that.
Yeah, I do remember the Buck Bowl, yep. Blackfoot, Madison. On the run, is Oswald. He gets to the sideline, but picks up a big first down out across midfield. And that's a good way to keep the drive alive here with 9:38 for Thunder Ridge. See where they mark him out officially at the 46 of Idaho Falls. So good opening drive so far here for Thunder Ridge. Yeah, I just see a lot of upsides for both of these schools right now. I think their programs are headed in good direction. And I'm not tied in directly with either of these schools, but just having seen what last year was for both of them, and a little fresh start with a new coach here. And I thought Thunder Ridge's coach last year did a fine job, but sometimes you reset and other people move on, and I think it's a good job for head coach Michael Berger. So short gain on the carry. Defensive line all up front in on that one. And so a 2-yard gain down to the 44. It'll be 2nd and 8 for Thunder Ridge. The Titans trying to get this a little closer. Down the sideline has his receiver, and it's caught. The D-back never got his head turned around, and a beautiful throw and catch. That one made by Ryan Johnson, the senior, and it's 1st and 10 inside the red zone to the 17.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson, he just has that height. Like, it's listed, 6'1". That's a tall 6'1", though.
Yeah, he looks a little bigger than that out there, and it might have been the back he was against, but good hands, too, on that in pretty tight coverage, and still able to find that ball and haul it in. And makes the first man miss, but not the second, as he's wrangled down. That's number 21, I believe, on the tackle, Ethan Meyer. Brazee on the reception for Thunder Ridge. Just gains a yard, it looks like. No, he gained about 2. Right down to the 15. Underway here in the third. 8 minutes left here in the third quarter on a beautiful Friday night here in eastern Idaho. Had a late afternoon thunderstorm run through with some lightning that delayed us about a half hour, but it's been beautiful since then. Dangerous pass and going up high to catch it for a touchdown. That's number 85, Hudson Harker. The first time we've called his name, 6'4", 185, and he used all of it there for a Thunder Ridge touchdown.
There goes the baby powder from the Thunder Ridge student section on cue. Smell it here in a second, but really kind of a, like you said, a turn of the momentum here to start the second half. Really kind of with just the slow march down the field.
Yeah, and a couple good big plays that helped them down there, but it's been the passing game really for the Titans that's done most of the damage. They're going to go for 2 here, down 15-13, and it is all spread out. And a flag. Are we going to have a delay of game? Yes. And Coach Berger immediately out onto the field tell him, hey, we got to move things along, speed it up, speed it up. And I think they're going to try to go for it still, just by the body language. So that'll push it back to the 8. 2-point conversion still on the line here in the same formation. Oswald all by himself in the backfield. Oswald looking tons of time. Now he's got a man across the middle. Caught. 2-point conversion good. It's Hall. Connor Hall hauls it in, and we're all tied up. Great patience on that play, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like the big man up front, really giving him the time, just keeping that wall. And obviously the Tigers kind of dropping into more of a coverage, zone coverage with the receivers all wide. But really just plenty of time, just patience, like you said. Found his guy, got some hands on it.
Yeah, and that's a great point. You know, he had so much time, and that was because the offensive line did such a good job blocking. They weren't able to get any pressure on him, and so that as a D-back, you can only cover for so long, right? And that's what happened is they covered the initial routes, and then Hall cut back across to the middle of the end zone, and Oswald able to find him. And so just a great job of patience and blocking from Thunder Ridge. And with 7:41 left here in the third, they've clawed their way back into this, all tied it up, 15-15.
I was joking at the end of the second quarter about coming back with getting 6 on the board, going for 2, and that's exactly what they did just a short halftime later.
Well, this is kind of a squib kick, picked up at about the 10 and returned. They'll get out to the 26 or 27 on the return. So the Tigers, that return by number 6, Taylor Carden. And the Tigers will take over there, 1st and 10, trying to regain this lead. They were up 15-0, and 2 scores from the Titans have tied this thing up. You look back on the blocked PATs, right? That factors in a little bit here as well. It could be 17-15. Little stiff arm from Lida as he gets around the edge. He is a tough runner. Lida, strong kid, and he showed it on that play. Colton Lida, he's a senior, 6'1". Well, we're going to give him the 2 extra pounds and say 210. He's listed at 208, but he might not be 208. I don't know. Maybe with the pads on.
Depends on what he ate that morning, I guess.
But big, strong kid nonetheless, and good runner. Nice little play back to the middle on a reception caught by number 10, Trey Piper, for, I believe, if not another first down, very close. It is first down. Kind of a misdirection play. Nice throw from Fetter. As the receiver kind of just came and sat up in the middle of the field, kind of sat down and waited for that in the middle of that zone defense. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Their first possession here of the second half. 7 minutes left here in the third. The handoff up the middle. A little bit of a hole and then stood up pretty early in that run. And I guess that was Lida again on the carry. No, it was not. It was number 18 on the carry for the Tigers. That's Parker Elliott. A little smaller back, 5'10", 165, and he got stood up right in the middle of that run and kind of limped off a little bit.
I was looking to see if number 54, Austin Hayes, was on there. So we called his name a few times in the first half.
Wheel route, got a hand on it, but couldn't control it. That would have been a great catch by Murdoch, but wasn't able to control it. So now it'll be 3rd and 10 upcoming for the Tigers. Kind of thrown behind Murdoch a little bit on that play, and he really had to do his best ballet move to try to even turn and get a hand on it. So 3rd and 10, 6 minutes left here in the third quarter. Great protection again. Now going down the sideline, he's got Murdoch caught. No, he dropped it. He had it in his hands, and it came free at the last minute. Man, I thought Murdoch was going to secure that, and as he went down, maybe his knee hit it or something, popped it out. And that'll bring up 4th and 10. That would have been a big play down to about the 30-yard line. As it is, the Tigers will have to kick it away. As punter lined up at about the 25, return men back there at just outside the 20-yard line. Ball bounced off the ground, low punt. Returnable if it's a good bounce, and it is. That's Brazee on the carry. He's going to get to the near side. He's got some room to run down the sideline and finally knocked out of bounds just over midfield. So good field position for the Titans.
Yeah, Thunder Ridge really kind of coming out swinging in the second half. This big defensive stop, and I guess a couple lucky breaks with the drop passes, of course, but a lot of things turning their direction.
Yeah, that late score in the first half really kind of swung momentum as we have an officials timeout on the field, but kind of swung the momentum. They had a good play, with about a minute left. They scored at the end of the first half, and then their opening drive, able to go down, score, get the two-point conversion. As you mentioned, a big defensive stop and a nice return out to midfield. So they've really set themselves up well here with just under 6 minutes left here in the third to go down and take the lead for the first time tonight. So whatever it was, it got sorted out. Officials back on the field and ready to play. Little flip to Marlowe. Marlowe around the far side, still on his feet, and then drugged down across the 40. Very close to a first down. I think that was Connor Hall. Sorry, number 2 is Austin Marlowe. That was Connor Hall on the carry, number 3.
That's good for a first down.
Yeah, right at the sticks. So first down at the 39 for the Titans as they are kind of finding their groove here offensively, it looks like. Oswald steps up and finding more room to run. Some nice running from Oswald as he picks up another first down to about the 26-yard line. Taven Oswald have his brakes checked after that one. That stop and go like that. He just some nice moves on the run from Taven Oswald. He hasn't run a lot, but he's been effective when he has. 5 minutes left to go here in the third. Flips it out to Hall. Hall with one man to beat. Nice open field tackle that time out there by number 10 for the Tigers, Trey Piper. A picture perfect tackle, but a good pickup too on first down for Hall.
You mentioned Oswald. I thought I'd saw Oswald another time on the roster, I guess, but it's down actually in the assistant coach's area, possibly either his father or another relative. But it's stuff like that you see, especially in East Idaho football. It's a family affair, really.
Oswald with a ball. That's picked off. There's a flag come in. I don't know if I like that call. I think it's going to be pass interference, but I might disagree. It was picked off. From a long ways away, it almost looked like the receiver jumped back into the DB, in my opinion. Now, I'm a long ways away, obviously. The officials are right there. But that's just what it looked like to me. There's frustration, obviously, from the defensive back. Be nice to see that a lot closer and see what it looked like. But nonetheless, it's going to be pass interference, and it's going to be 1st and 10 from just inside the 11 for Thunder Ridge. 4:14 left. There was a lot of contact, I will say that, on that play. Little fake pitch, and Oswald gets sacked in the backfield. Couple of yard loss. Big number 77 for the Tigers, who's not listed.
So maybe 75. There's a 75 I saw walking.
It might be, if it's 75, it's D'Antoni.
He's on the right end, our right
yeah.
side.
It wasn't him. It was 77 on the right side of the defensive line.
Yeah.
But made a great tackle. Maybe it's Piconso, maybe, and they just have him listed at 76 in our roster, maybe. Great tackle nonetheless for a loss of a yard. Back to pass, a little pressure And they're going to get a holding penalty there. That'll negate the touchdown. So it looked like Lucas D'Antoni got held, and that is going to be the call. A great throw to Hall in the back of the end zone from Oswald, but touchdown will not count, and that'll take it all the way back out to the 26-yard line. And the the Thunder Ridge student section got a little anticipated that one and started the baby powder a little early as it floats out here in front of us.
There's definitely worse smelling things to
That's true.
come our way. So
yeah, I don't mind
good.
the baby powder smell. I said fresh and clean. So second and very long now. Across the middle.
Thunder Ridge fans really want to call on that one.
The ball was thrown a little behind Brzee. He stopped, and then they run into each other.
Right. And I was going to mention earlier, you as well as anyone, reffing in your past a little bit here and there. It's one of those things. You kind of have to be there.
And I'll say this: I've reffed some grid kid games in football.
Okay.
I've never done high school football.
Basketball is.
Reffing in general, there's some of that stuff that carries over, but I've never reffed high school football. Just high school basketball and baseball, softball. Oswald being chased, gets rid of it. It's caught at the 11, so down at the original yard marker. Nice job again by Oswald extending that play. It's going to be fourth down. It looks like the field goal unit coming on. So it's fourth down. So they picked up some yards and got back to where they were originally. So they are going to try to kick it. Oswald will be the holder. Hold and snap are good. The kick looks good, and it is. So Dallin Sir, the senior kicker, knocks it through, no problem. And the Titans do take the lead, 18-15 here in the third. 2:29 left, and right now all the momentum on the side of Thunder Ridge. Idaho Falls has not been able to get anything going offensively. They just had that one series here in the third so far, and they've got to get something going. I thank our local sponsors once again. Of course, Lava Hot Springs. They're your Idaho destination for fun and relaxation, and as it gets cooler, it's even better, I think, down there with the hot springs. Just take a little trip down I-15. They're just about 11 miles off the interstate. And go enjoy those the hot pool, the Olympic-sized swimming pool, the water slides. They got diving boards and more. There's lots of stuff down there at Lava Hot Springs. So after the field goal, it kicks away, and that's going to go out of bounds. So a procedure penalty, the flag will come out. I would assume they'll take it at, it can make them re-kick, or they can take it at the 35. We'll see what they opt to do. A lot of times you'll see them just take it at the 35.
It's probably about as good of field position as you'd want to get anyways. So
yeah, most of the time it's, make them re-kick. Maybe you don't get it back to the 20. You get a touchback. So probably a good decision. They'll take it at the 35. 2:29 left here in the third. Handoff to Lida. He'll reverse directions back to the middle of the field and is going to pick up about 5 on the carry still before he stood up. There was nowhere to go for Lida over the right side where he started. And he bounced it back to the middle and picked up 5 yards. Everybody with all their timeouts still here in the second half. So no issues there for either squad. Just over a quarter to play. on the run. Pass is caught. Nice pitch and catch. That'll be a first down out to the 46-yard line as the Tigers move the ball. Taylor Carden with the reception from Fetter. And a first down for the Tigers. And now a flag, sideline warning on Idaho Falls.
Yeah, you usually see at least one of those get thrown a game.
Yeah.
Coaches get a little too antsy to get on the field, and you got to give a lane to the officials on the sideline for them to run. And
well, and it's off. I think it's the players too that just kind of slowly. You want to get close to the field, so they kind of move up. So the coaches just move up, and eventually you're too close. Lida gets caught in the backfield for a loss. Looked like number 18, Cooper Sargent, with the tackle for loss, as Lida had nowhere to go. And that's something in the second half. They've done a lot better job of controlling Lida. He really hasn't had much to speak of here in the second half as far as room to run. Might be one of those defensive adjustments at halftime. Fetter going downfield. There's coverage there and nobody there to catch it. Looked like the intended receiver, is that number 10 over there for Idaho Falls? Maybe Piper or Kirkham, not sure. It was 10 or 19 was the intended receiver down the middle of the field, but kind of overthrew everybody.
we're missing John in the booth tonight. He's across the way. Usually he picks up a couple things that we, if we can't see it, he'll.
That's a good point. Normally I can hear John and Rick Wallace over here, and I'll hear like stats from John, and I can just kind of use them. I should cite him and credit him. That ball completed, but goes nowhere as number 9, Rory Levitt, just leveled the receiver, number 49 for Idaho Falls. That's Peter Molino out of the backfield, and Idaho Falls, they had a little life early in that drive, and then they got stuck 4th and about 16 as they will punt away, and all the momentum right now for Thunder Ridge as the clock rolls down near 30 seconds here in the third. Punt away, not a great one as it comes sideways over near us and out of bounds.
Clock's still running. Oh, there it goes.
And even worse than I thought, as that punt only goes to the 44-yard line. I didn't even hear a whistle at the end of that play.
It's one of those.
I was watching some of the players, and they're still kind of getting after it because, you go to the whistle, right? I didn't even hear a whistle. I'm glad they stopped.
Yeah.
So 27 seconds left here. A bunch of receivers at the top of the field. Oswald, nowhere to go. Maybe lost a yard. Flag comes in. That will be interesting to see what that is.
Far sideline.
Yeah, away from the play. I've got to think that it has to do with the sideline as not so much the players.
It's possible.
Well, it's going against Thunder Ridge, though. We'll wait for the call from Mike Colson. So that bunch of receivers, somebody probably got it to one of the DBs or corners in the back as Oswald tried to make his move to that side. So block in the back, 10-yard penalty. They'll make it first and a lot longer.
Tiger Nation, if you like that hustle from your defense.
15 seconds left here in the third. Tigers trying to get a little momentum back here at the end of the third quarter. It's been all Thunder Ridge here in the third. They bring a lot of guys, and they get the sack. So they brought the house, and it paid off. It'll be second down coming up. That'll end the quarter, so it's going to be second and even longer when we come back here at Ravston Stadium. And it's East Idaho game night here on IdahoSports.com. We'll be right back. Welcome back as we're about ready to get started with the fourth quarter. Everybody put their fist in the air. Fourth quarter. There you go. 12 minutes left here to play in the ball game.
I'd like to quickly thank Alta Insurance. Alta Insurance is a locally owned agency with locations in both Idaho Falls and Twin Falls. Alta's mission is to help our community by providing policies personalized to each consumer's needs. The community we work with and live in is our #1 priority. Alta Insurance has recently merged with Archibald Levitt Insurance in Rexburg. The same great names with even better service.
On second and forever, Oswald gets free again. Has a receiver coming back, but too low and maybe out of bounds on the far sideline. So it'll be 3rd and 23, 25. A long ways to go for Thunder Ridge, and this could be a big stop. Just kind of flip the field position a little bit for Idaho Falls if they can get a stop here.
Yeah, once again, it comes down to those unnecessary penalties. Blocking the back. There's a holding somewhere in there. It'll destroy your advantage you have, the momentum swing that you have.
So 3rd and very long. That's a 4-man rush from Idaho Falls. That ball caught, and the defenders ran into each other, and Brazee finds himself all the way down the sideline to the 25 for a first down.
For a second, it looked like Connor Hall was the intended receiver. The defenders collided.
Yeah, they kind of ran into each other as Hall stopped, and then Brazee out of nowhere comes free, catches that down the sideline. So another big play for the Titans, which, you have them in 3rd and 25. That's where you've got to get your stops if you're the Tigers to flip the momentum, and it just stays with Thunder Ridge. Just 20 seconds into the fourth here. Thunder Ridge up 18-15. Across the middle, wide open, caught. There's a flag, but inside the 5 goes the receiver, Ryan Johnson. It's going to come back, more than likely. See what the call is from our white hat, Mike Colson, and the fun holding penalty. 10 yards from the spot, so no touchdown. It'll be 1st and 20, basically, after the penalty. Back at the 35-yard line. So, man, the Titans, an opportunity there to kind of really force the issue and kind of start tapping that nail in, the nail in the coffin. But as it is, it gets rejected. And here's a pitch that goes to Copeland around the right corner, breaks one tackle to another penalty flag, probably another holding or block in the back, so it's going to back him up even more.
Yeah, if these.
And Coach Berger begging for him to stop the clock. The problem is, I'm not sure I ever saw the officials stop the clock, which may be why they didn't. It is a holding penalty. So 10 more yards in the wrong direction for the Titans, all the way back to the 47. The first down marker, just for your information, is all the way down at the 15. So a little ways to go now. A long ways to go. 32 yards.
Call it 1st and Iona, right?
Yeah, maybe Rigby. Back to pass. Underneath, it's caught. Just trying to pick up some yards. Ball caught by number 85. He's got a touchdown reception. That's Hudson Harker. So complete. They get about 10, maybe 8. And they're down back to the 38. So 2nd and still a real long ways to go. We got to get down to the 15. So still 23 yards to go here. It's been the passing game for the Titans. Looking across the middle, lots of patience. Now he's just going to let it fly. And the receiver got free and lost it. I don't know if he lost it in some sort of light, but he made a late adjustment. He was wide open. It's Brazee. And he missed it. That's all there is to it. He missed it. He was wide open. The defender left him, had no idea the ball was coming. I don't know about you guys, but just the look of how he reacted quickly to the ball, it feels like he lost it in the lights. I don't know. I don't know what it looks like down there to him. He was looking back to catch it, but he just lost it. 10 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the fourth. 3rd and 23. More time for Oswald. Down the middle again. That should have been picked off. Colton Lyda had it just bounce off of him. That should have been an interception. But it is 4th down and very long now. But this is that situation where you just might as well go for it. You're at the 38. You could try to pooch it, but
yeah. 3 more puts only 6 ahead.
Well, and a field goal from here is like 50 yards, so that's not happening for most kickers anyway.
That's true. I can't remember if it's the same guy, but last year's
he's got a pretty good leg. They are going to pooch it. It's Oswald pooches it. It's caught inside the 10 and now going to be returned and cut down at the 16. Good coverage. That was Hall that came in there and cut it down, and now flags fly in at the 25.
Is it something on the tackle, or is it?
It was away from the tackle. Some blockers got wrapped up. We'll see what here's my prediction. Offsetting unsportsmanlike penalties. Or offsetting personal fouls, one of the two.
Right.
Because I think it was during live play, so in theory it should be personal fouls if that's what it is. Well, the Titans have 2 chances there to kind of put this thing away a little bit. So a dead ball personal foul only against Idaho Falls. So the possession change will stay, but instead of having it out at the 15, now they're at the 7. So, or the 8, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, the Titans had a couple chances there to extend their lead, and they drop a couple passes, penalties, and now they have the Tigers in a tough spot, but the Tigers do have the football with just under 10 minutes left here in the game. Hand off to Lyda, a little bit of a hole to run. The first one he's really seen all half, out near the 15. It'll be 2nd down. Well, keep checking back to the Friday Night Flash on IdahoSports.com as games are starting to go final across the state. See all those scores come in, and if you know a score we don't have, you can send it in as well. Hand off to Lyda again. Nowhere to go that time. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and about 4 upcoming. You can make the memories made tonight last a lifetime by owning the digital game file of this game for just $9.95. Click the button in the top right to order. And it's the opening game of the season for the Idaho Falls Tigers. 2nd game of the year for Thunder Ridge. They're looking to get back to even. Off the back foot, and that ball nearly picked off. It would have been a pick 6. For number 45 for Thunder Ridge. Through the hands of Trey Beard. He comes over a little dejected. Coaches say, you will get the next one. You won't miss the next one.
That's only I hesitate to say mistake, but that's only one thing you make once, Next time you're putting hands on it.
So they punt away. On the bounce, it's muffed a little bit, and he gets back on top of it. It was right underneath Brazee. Luckily, he found it before Murdoch got there to him. So a good spot here for Thunder Ridge with the ball at the 46-yard line. A lot of time left to extend the lead. East Idaho game night here as this is our first game of the season together. There's been a few games on IdahoSports.com in week 0, but this really the opening weekend. The Rocky Mountain Rumble happening up north at Madison. 8 games, 4 today, 4 tomorrow. And of course, lots of other games across the state. Nowhere to go for the ball carrier. That's Carter Copeland, Lida, the first man there, along with a couple teammates on the tackle. Short loss on the play back to the 45. But check back to IdahoSports.com. We'll have our slate of games on the GameStreams schedule. You can see what's going on. Of course, click into the schedules page, the schedules and scores. You could look at everybody from across the state, what they have coming up, how they've fared over the last couple of weeks. And that goes for soccer and volleyball as well. Rolling to the right, it's Oswald. And now he's in trouble. Tucks it. Going to pick up a couple of yards. And it'll be 3rd and about 9 for Thunder Ridge with 7:45 left here in the 4th quarter.
It's funny, after the play, 77, Kyle Miller for the Titans kind of cleaning up the pile, getting his quarterback out of there. It's funny, you kind of see a little bit of,
protective behavior.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what that's the whole job for your offensive line, right? Or at least a big part of it. Protect your quarterback, and they have done a good job of it. Even when Oswald's been on the run, they've done a good job of blocking downfield. They get to him that time, and incomplete. Little shove at the end of that, but Oswald up, no problem, though. The pass is incomplete. So a turnover. No, excuse me. It's 4th down, so they'll punt away. 7:05 left here in the 4th. Back to receive. Ball kind of fumbled, and then nobody even touched number 5. Nice punt, though, away from the return man. Picked up at the 15, and then stuck and driven at the 24. So good coverage as the return man, that was Bradley Ellison, got it out to looks like the 24. It'll be 1st and 10 for Idaho Falls. Time for them to make a move, but they haven't been able to move the ball very well offensively. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Feder rolling, looking for something. Now he tucks and picks up some good yardage.
You almost get a little scared when your quarterback starts reaching with the ball. It's a little, especially on that sideline, maybe, I guess if they pop loose, hopefully it goes out of bounds. But the confidence, though,
picking up a couple extra yards, yeah. So he picked up 6, 2nd and 4. Handoff to Lida, and there just hasn't been much room to run for him in this half. He was finding holes. There were holes for him to run. He was breaking arm tackles. The second half tackling by Thunder Ridge has been a lot better, and there haven't been the holes for Lida to run into either. That a short gain, maybe a yard on that carry. So 3rd and 4, I'm going to say a long 3 as the ball sitting just across the 30. Little delay handoff. That one, there's room to run. The ball, different ball carrier on that play. That's number 49 on the carry, Peter Molino. He's run it a couple of times now, and that picks up the first down out near the 40, so a nice little change of pace.
Yeah, you got to wonder how much of it comes down to, conditioning and just, fourth quarter, it's kind of go time. It's, early seasons, you're not quite in the maybe game shape yet.
Rolling out, that ball caught, about a 4 or 5 yard gain. Receiver Trey Piper hauls it in. And I thought he got farther than that. See where they mark him down. Okay. I was looking at the near side judge, and I'm like, man, he's standing back at like the line of scrimmage. But they give him forward progress out to the 43, which looks about right to me, about a 3-4 yard gain. 2nd and 7. High snap, but controlled. Handoff to Molino, and because that high snap, it really slowed everything down, and Molino nowhere to go. Going to lose a yard. It'll be 3rd and 8 upcoming for the Tigers.
You kind of see the way Molino just kind of fought for it there, though. He instantly wrapped up as soon as he gets the ball, but still falls forward. It's something you like to see out of a kind of a bigger running back, almost a fullback in a situation like that.
Yeah, it could have been a loss of 2. Instead, they lose 1. Now downfield, they're looking. He's got a man, and another dropped pass. This time on the other side, as he was open, he beat his man, and it went through the hands of the intended receiver. I think that's Taylor Carden, number 6. Would have been a first down and more, all the way down to about the 30 of Thunder Ridge. So some drop balls on both sides have kept this thing close. Thunder Ridge had opportunities to push the lead to 10. That ball would have given them a first down, and they're going to go for it here with 4:35 left. They throw the far sideline. It's tipped away. The safety came over late. That was Hall, and he knocks it away. A turnover on downs. And the Titans in control here with 4:30 left. And to the applause of their fans here on our sideline. Get some high fives from the coaches, some chest bumps, some shoulder bumps coming off the field. They're feeling good about this one here at Ravston Stadium. 4:30 left in the fourth. They've got an 18-15 lead, and they've all the momentum in this half.
I was going to mention both teams have 3, now 2 for the Tigers. Or, yep, the Tigers called it.
Yeah, timeout by Idaho Falls.
I'd like to quickly thank Lava Hot Springs. Lava Hot Springs, Idaho is your destination for a fun or relaxing day, whichever you choose. It's just 11 miles off the I-15 down south. Their world-famous hot springs are open daily from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Their hot springs are a warm 102 to 112 degrees. Come soak your worries away. Their outdoor Olympic swimming complex is with water slides, diving boards, platforms, and the indoor aquatic center with Kiddie Cove is open until September 5th, Labor Day weekend. Come splash and play before they close for the summer season. Their indoor pool is open year-round. Check out LavaHotSprings.com for more information.
Kiddie Cove, that's Paul Kingsbury, the owner. That's his favorite spot. He enjoys the Kiddie Cove. Feels like himself there, so that's good.
Let's go and splash around.
Yep. He's got the floaties on the arms and all. Good carry up the middle that time from Copeland. Picks up about 5, and right now just the momentum, the energy, everything on the side of the Titans as they're looking to get their first win of the season. Clock continues to run, and they're in no hurry. We'll see if they've thrown the ball a lot in this game. That's kind of it seems like that's a big part of their offense. We'll see if they stay on the ground here to try to burn a little more clock. Oswald does have the running back to his right. The handoff does go to him. That's Copeland. Lots of room to run around the left side. First down and more. Flag comes in. We'll see what it is. Came in from the back judge. A holding penalty. It seems like a long ways away, wherever the flag landed anyways, from the play. And I don't know, were there guys that far downfield, that fast to hold? I don't know. And of course, it could have been a lot deeper. Maybe we just didn't see it. But, and I guess the other thing in this type of crew, you don't have, let's see, that's the 5-man crew. You don't have that umpire that's in the defensive backfield, or right with the linebackers. So a lot of times that back judge, he's the one that has that call. Same play and same result, just no flag this time. As Copeland just says, all right, I'll take it again. And he gets down to the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Titans. 3:15 left here in the ball game. And barring a turnover or something drastic, it looks like the Titans are in charge here.
Yeah, they're definitely marching, and we'll kind of talk about it as the game starts to wrap up, but kind of the narrative of the second half has kind of been Thunder Ridge written all over it. So
on both sides of the ball. Copeland again with the handoff up the middle, room to run, down near the 10, maybe just outside of it. We'll see where they mark it, and now a late flag comes in behind the play, after the play. There's a Thunder Ridge lineman on the ground on his back. I have a suspicion this is going to go against the Tigers. If it is, it'll be 1st and goal from about the 5.
Second foul, dead ball foul. Unfortunate conduct of number 50. Ball foul. Unfortunate conduct of number 54.
So I was wrong. It's the lovely offsetting penalties, dead ball personal fouls, unsportsmanlike conducts, excuse me. And so the result of the play will be the same at the 10. It's just those guys get their name in the book. If they get another one, they get to go to the locker room early.
Yeah.
You only get 2 strikes in high school football.
Yeah.
So just under 3 minutes now. 1st and goal from the 10. High snap. Copeland does get it, secured by Oswald, but a little ugly exchange there, and Oswald falls forward across the 10 for about a foot gain. 2nd and goal.
If they get the 2 strikes, it's they miss the first half of the next game. How does that?
That I don't know. I'm not positive on that.
I
do know they have to leave. They get ejected,
right.
But I don't know what it means for the following game.
Right.
Maybe it depends on whether they're for like unsportsmanlike or what the scenario is. I don't know.
Right.
Handoff to Copeland. He's hit in the backfield and he's dropped for a loss. 3rd and goal now from just outside the 10. Clock will stop. I believe a timeout taken. So Idaho Falls standing up big here. They need this stop. Now this would be a big one. If they can even hold them to a field goal, it's just a touchdown that will tie, and then a PAT will win it. 2 minutes left. Well, 1:58 exactly here in this ball game. Still a very close game. With the momentum, I felt like Thunder Ridge was just going to be able to punch it in and kind of put this thing away. But credit to the Idaho Falls defense. They have stood up and are making it difficult for Thunder Ridge here. I want to thank our sponsors once again for our East Idaho game night. It's presented by Teton Auto Group and DL Evans Bank, and brought to you by our major advertising partners, Project Filter, Valleywide Cooperative, the Idaho Transportation Department, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Next Steps Idaho, and your local Toyota dealers, as well as Conan Heating and Air Conditioning, Rockwell Homes, Teton Toyota, and our local sponsors, Lava Hot Springs and Alta Insurance. A huge thanks to all of them. As we get ready to wrap up, we are going to bring you our IdahoSports.com player of the game very quickly following this ball game. It's 3rd and goal, though, here with 1:58. Thunder Ridge probably with a couple shots at the end zone here. Oswald fakes the pitch, now going back, wide open, caught, touchdown. Beautifully designed play, wide open, coming out of there, the tight end, McKay Dougal, and that will about do it. Great play call. Nobody went with the dragging tight end. Everybody went the wrong way. And the Titans probably have this one secured now.
That's a fun way to...
That's a great play call. You see that at multiple levels, but he was wide open. No, and they haven't gone to the tight end all night, and they go to him in that situation. A great play call. PAT up and good, and knocked through. And it has been 25 unanswered points from Thunder Ridge. Starting, they didn't score till a minute left in the second quarter. And from then on, it's been a rout for Thunder Ridge. So the Thunder Ridge Titans, they lost last week to the Minico Spartans, a very good 4A Minico Spartan team, brought nearly everybody back on a team that was undefeated until the first round of the playoffs last season. They got beat, almost doubled up, 21-40, and here tonight it looked like they might be in the same boat early. They were down 15-0 just before halftime, and since then it's been all Thunder Ridge. 25 unanswered. And they lead 25-15 here with 1:52 left. A few of the Idaho Falls faithful headed home. And a kick back into the end zone for a touchback. So the Tigers will take over on the 20. Now they got to do something quick and somehow get the ball back if they have any hope here. But 1:52 left. Right now it looks like the Thunder Ridge Titans will move to 1-1 on the season. Both 4A competition for them. And Idaho Falls will fall to 0-1 to start. Good showing in the first half for Idaho Falls, and it's just kind of stalled since then. Lida unable to bring that in with one hand. It'll fall incomplete. 2nd and 10 now.
Next week, Thunder Ridge will play at home a non-conference game against Hillcrest.
Another 4A opponent right down the road. Back to pass, Fetter to the sideline, too high and off the fingertips of the intended receiver, Kirkham. It'll be 3rd and 10 now.
Then next week, Tigers will go to Twin Falls, play Twin Falls High School. And is it Fetter? We think Fetter might have
came from Twin Falls. Yeah, we believe. That ball nearly intercepted by Hall, but knocked down incomplete. It'll be 4th down, and see if Idaho Falls. It looks like they're bringing on the punt crew, and that's essentially the white flag with 1:32 left here in the ball game. So yeah, Fetter maybe going back to face his old high school next week, we believe. Twin Falls, good program there, another 4A program, so that'll be a good test for the Tigers as well. Punt, that thing got either tipped or it hit the back of somebody as it kind of takes a nice roll, though, for the Tigers. And that will about do it. Titans fired up. They're going to come out of here with a big win, a big second half for Thunder Ridge. Minute 22 left, and basically it take a few knees here, and I can't imagine. Sometimes Idaho Falls, in the past we've seen them use their timeouts. Even in this situation, they may, or they might just let it ride. Of course, I don't feel like you really want to take a knee. That's a 4-yard loss every time when you take a knee from the shotgun. I guess it doesn't matter. Usually you'll have your quarterback, see him get up under center, but he hasn't been under center all night, so it might be disastrous. You might not be able to complete the snap.
Yeah, that connection. Fumbles it, Idaho Falls gets the ball
Yeah,
50.
We've seen weird things happen like that in Madison, actually, a couple of years ago. So probably safest to stick with what you're used to and just take the loss of yards. Again, snap taken, knees taken, and that'll be it. I don't think they'll make him snap it again. They might. Nope, they're not going to. So that'll be it. That's the ball game. As the clock runs down, the Thunder Ridge Titans come out of here. Well, maybe they are going to make them snap it again. You might have a timeout and Thunder Ridge snap it one more time. We'll see. Nope, they're not going to. They'll let it run all the way down. That's the ball game, and the Titans out on the field to celebrate the first win of the season. They're even 1-1. The Tigers fall to 0-1 on the season. A good second half by Thunder Ridge. We're going to step away for a quick break. We'll come back with our IdahoSports.com player of the game. This is East Idaho Game Night. We'll be right back. Well, we're back here. We've gone final. The Idaho Falls Tigers on the opening night here at Ravston Stadium fall to the Thunder Ridge Titans, 15-25. Going to come right back with our IdahoSports.com player of the game, and he ran the show tonight. Taven Oswald, the senior quarterback. We're pretty sure 3 touchdown passes on the evening. Like I said, he did it pretty much through the air. He did have some good runs, but he led the offense. The senior led the offense. He did what he was asked. They had a slow start to the game, but in the second half, it was Taven Oswald, along with supporting cast, Connor Hall, Porter Brazee, even the big receiver out there, Hudson Harker, getting in on a touchdown catch. And so, those guys kind of ran the show. And then you had Copeland kind of salt things away late in that game, running the football. So congratulations to Taven Oswald, our IdahoSports.com player of the game. And once again, thanks to everyone here at Ravston Stadium for helping us get this game on the air. This has been an IdahoSports.com game stream production of East Idaho Game Night, presented by Teton Auto Group and D.L. Evans Bank. Brought to you by our major advertising partners, Project Filter, Valley-Wide Cooperative, the Idaho Transportation Department, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Next Steps Idaho, and your local Toyota dealers. This broadcast was also made possible by the great support from the local businesses, our power boosters, as Conan Heating and Air Conditioning, Rockwell Homes and Teton Toyota, and our local advertisers, Lava Hot Springs and Alta Insurance. A huge thanks to each of them. And special thanks to Pat Lloyd, the athletic director here for Idaho Falls High School. Huge thanks to them and everybody here at Ravston Stadium. And everybody that's worked on Ravston Stadium. Just a beautiful facility. The upgrades they've done here are phenomenal. Everything from the lighting, which I wasn't expecting. The field's gorgeous. The seating's great. The track looks good. Just a great job of the community coming together and making this happen here at Ravston Stadium. Congratulations again to our IdahoSports.com player of the game, Taven Oswald. 3 touchdown passes, the senior. He's brought his team back. They scored late in the second and then tacked on a couple more touchdowns in the third and fourth to really salt this one away. And they come back to even as they beat the Idaho Falls Tigers by a score of 25-15. Thanks again for joining us. For my broadcast partners, Matt Kelly and Lynn Frank, thanks so much for joining us. And so long till next time. Have a great night and drive safe if you're headed anywhere.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast